Fight fans, welcome back to Carl Cruz at MMA. We got another fighter getting ready. Week 3, Dana White Contender Series. This time, this young lady's in the main event, taking on Bella Mir. She's done big things in the regional scene over at Fury. Now she's looking for her big UFC contract. She is Miss Alex Apodoca. Alex, what's going on? How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you for joining with me tonight. So here we are. A few weeks ago, we found out we got this opportunity that you're fighting on the Dana White Contender Series. Were you surprised it came for you?
Yes, I was actually. I knew that Contender Series was coming up. I knew, you know, some of the girls on the regional scene, they were maybe looking at grabbing them. But I did not know that I was in the running for it yet. So I was actually walking out of the cage of Fury and found out immediately after my fight 3 weeks ago. Yeah.
Wow. So a lot
I
of
know.
people obviously are watching this sport now. There's a lot of fans.
I
Very few
know.
people understand what's it like fighting on the regional scene, right? Like I feel like a lot of the casuals, they look at the McGregors, the Valentinas, the
Yes.
Whaleys, they see the fame, the fortune, the glory. When you're fighting on the regional scene, you're not making Conor McGregor money. You have to wake up early, you stay up late. It's hard to have relationships, hard to have kids. All of your eggs are in this basket to get to that next level, right? Why have you wanted to continue this journey?
Um, that's a really good question, actually. I feel like it just is my passion. I felt the first time I walked in the cage, I was like, well, shit, I just kind of belong in here, is really how I felt. And every single fight, I'm smiling like ear to ear. So I think that in the long run, it has been really hard. Like I mentioned to you earlier tonight, I do have a full-time job. So it is really, really difficult for me to manage it. But it's just been step by step, moment by moment. I find myself just wanting to be in the gym training or wanting to be in the cage fighting. Just I don't feel really whole unless I'm doing that. So it's been easy for me to make the sacrifices in a way. It's just to me it makes sense. It just feels like I was meant to do it. So it's kind of just my passion, really.
For you, do you feel that fighting is more mental than it is physical?
Yes and no, right? I think that being an athlete and having natural athletic abilities almost makes it just comes more naturally, right? I was a gymnast growing up, so I have certain strengths due to that. Um, but I do think it might be a little bit more mental. I think that, you make some decisions for yourself and you make them in the cage, you make them day to day, and those stack up. And that's all mental.
You mentioned doing the whole 9 to 5 thing. What do your coworkers and people at work think when you tell them you're a professional fighter?
So, you know that movie, The Accountant? Do y'all know what that is? I've had people relate me to the accountant or Hannah Montana because I have two different lives. So they joke about that. They're also I've been at the same place for 10 years. So they're just so used to me having black eyes or not turning the camera on during the video calls because I'm at the gym or something like that. They're super supportive and they actually seem to enjoy it. I mean, they like to hear all about it. They have a lot of questions, those are two completely different worlds. The business corporate world and then fighting, it's completely opposites.
Absolutely. So you had
Yeah.
mentioned after your last fight at Fury, you found out that you're going to be on the Contender. But where were you at? Was it in the back? Who told you that this was happening?
Uh, Eric, he didn't say you're gonna be on Contender. He said, I'm gonna give him your name. Um, he's the president of Fury, so it was actually I'm not kidding, and I mean it was out of a movie. I walked down the stairs of the cage, and he's like, "Come here, Alex." I'm like, "Okay," but of course it's not like I just got it right away. They had to make some decision making, and it was kind of just the opportunity was presenting itself to me immediately after I walked out of the cage, which was so crazy because it was We won, and maybe we got Contender. So it was pretty cool.
Absolutely. Another cool thing about this season, one of your former adversaries on the regional scene, Olivia Beerley, she's going to be on this season of the Contender as well. Is that kind of
I
cool?
know, I know, I know. I actually am like good friends with her now, which is kind of funny because yeah, we did fight, and she is like the only person that has finished me in any way. Yeah, she got me in a rear naked choke. Yeah, that's
So you're getting
hilarious.
ready. You're taking on Bella Mir here. Obviously, one of the big talk about prospects this season. Overall, what do you think of
Yeah.
her as an opponent?
I mean, I think she's an opponent. Like I just like everyone, I think that they're always a threat. I think they're always dangerous. They have their strengths. She's got a big name and she's got accolades too, right? Like it's not like she just has a name. Like she's a good grappler, right? And you can never like downplay any of that. On top of it, like we I don't really know what her like how good her striking is. I'm just not gonna count anything out. She's a threat, like every other opponent.
Does that kind of maybe motivate you or excite you even more? The fact that she's kind of obviously with her dad, her last name, she is a well known name. Getting a big win over her, do you think that even more catapults you in this sport?
I think it definitely would catapult me. Yeah, I think it is really exciting. It makes it more exciting, like there's more eyes on it. Obviously we're main event, people are watching. So it just makes it like kind of thrilling. It's thrilling, right? Like and that's part of why I love this sport is because it's so insane.
The Contender Series is honestly the most unique show in the world, right? There's no walkout
It's
music. There's not too
crazy.
many
I
people in there.
know.
You're going to literally like open up a door. You're going to walk out. You're going to walk in
I
the
know it's
cage.
gonna be
You're going
like
to fight.
quiet. I like that's gonna be so weird. I'm literally used to like dancing to my song as I walk out. So I'm like, what is this gonna be like? Like I've been trying to imagine what it will feel like or what it will be like because just being in that Apex, I've been in there before. I know they added some more people in there, which is cool. So I'm glad there's like a little bit more of an audience. But that being said, the no music thing is strange.
You've
I'm
been
like,
doing
what are we gonna hear? Like nothing? Like, people shouting? Are they gonna shout things? I have no idea. Yeah.
You've been doing this for a very long time now,
Yeah.
a few years when you combine your amateur and your pro together. For you, how do you think you have grown and evolved as a person from competing in martial arts?
Oh man, that's a great question because I do a lot of thinking on this because it has been such an insane journey. Like I moved from Texas to Denver just to train. I had a lot of injuries at the beginning, like in my amateur career. And through all those like physical suffering, I grew like to be mentally stronger. I think that each one taught me something new, kind of about myself. Um, and then, I've really just learned to trust myself, which is the coolest feeling. And to know like where my skills are at, I think as a fighter, like you go through a lot of hard things, and then going through those hard things teaches you your own strengths. And it kind of is like a mirror, right? Like you get to see who you really are. And it's like the most empowering thing when you're watching yourself grow.
You mentioned moving to Denver. I was to train over at Mark Montoya, Factory X out there. What led you to that gym?
I just had heard of it. It was one of the big gyms in Denver. So went over to Factory X and then now I'm at Tiger Beetle, MMA. Yeah.
Absolutely. So you had some teammates who fought on there that season.
Yep.
Obviously, Tom Page, Logan
Yeah.
Jackson, Kuhneman. What's it like
Uh-huh.
training with Corey Sandhagen?
I mean, it's awesome. Like, he's an awesome guy. Have you ever met him?
No, not yet. One day, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully one day. Yeah, he's real intelligent. He has like such a high fight IQ. It's really cool to learn from him.
Absolutely. Have you thought about that potential moment after the fight? You, the four other winners, Dana White looking at you saying, "Hey, kid, come over here, get your contract."
Of course. I've thought about every moment and every possibility. I really have. We're getting so close, it's time to just lock in, right? So it's time to focus on the fight itself. But yeah, I've imagined every single thing. That would be insane. That would be insane. It almost seems like a dream.
Absolutely. We talked about the growth of the sport. Obviously, the fan base has increased. We now have this term called the casual fan. So all fans are good fans, but sometimes you're at the bars, sometimes you're at the fights, and you hear twist them in the you know what. You read this crazy stuff, you hear these crazy banter and rants. What do you make of some of the takes and some of the actions of the casual fans?
Wait, I don't know what a casual fan is. I don't
So
understand.
casual fan is the term
Yeah.
used for someone who's maybe not a hardcore, like sometimes
Like they don't actually know MMA and
yeah, they like to
fighting.
yell twist them and the you know what. They think
But they're
everyone
like
can
at
beat
a
up
bar and
everybody.
they see fighting
Yeah.
and they're like, oh, and they.
Yes, everyone's an expert. Yeah, that crop.
Oh, I mean, you're gonna get that everywhere in any industry, in anything. Like, people think they know what they're talking about. You just have to shut them out.
There you go.
Like, really, that's just such a thing. There's people that do know what they're talking about and they're still annoying. You shut them out too.
I think for the most part, people are watching this are trying to understand that fighters like you on the regional scene are trying to get on the Contender Series, get in the
Right.
UFC, to get bigger
Yep.
fights and all that. Very few people understand the fight outside of the fight. And to me, that's a fight not to
Yeah.
clock in at 9 o'clock in the morning, clocking at 5. That's that fight to secure financial freedom. It's the fight to live life on your terms. Has this been a big part of your journey?
Yeah, I mean, um, working the two jobs has been really tough. As I mentioned, like on my schedule, the one area I'm blessed with this job. Like I worked really hard to get it, and I love it. I love the people I work with, but it does take like a toll on my stress levels. I'll literally like wake up, start working, go to the gym, work more at the gym, drive home, work at home, go back to the gym at night, work more when I get home. Like work on the weekends sometimes just to make up for anything I missed. Um, and on top of it, my family all lives in Texas. So that's another like kind of big sacrifice I feel like I make is they're all together in Texas and I'm very close with them. Um, so I don't really get to see like my nieces growing up closely and like as my grandparents get older. I wish I could spend more time with them. And on top of it, I'm out here by myself. So sometimes I get a little bored, right? Those are the biggest things that would make this worth it to me, right? Like just to know that like those pieces of those sacrifices like they were worth something, right? Like I got to really make it somewhere with this sport.
For you, what would it mean to be able to fight in the UFC?
I mean, it would mean potentially more schedule freedom, right? It would mean that, like I said, not being with my family, like it would be like, wow, she just worked her ass off and got where she wanted to go. Like she hit a goal, and it makes it more of like a tangible thing, right? Because sometimes I feel like when we're fighting on the regional scene, it's like it almost feels like like a like repetitive, endless like cycle of like when is this gonna have some relief? Like when am I gonna break through? And it takes so much consistency and years to even get a chance, right? So just to have the opportunity is just incredible.
Absolutely. When we started this year, obviously you were 1-1 at the time as a professional fighter. If someone had told you in January that you'd be fighting on the Dana White Contender Series this season, would we have been thinking about it?
That'd be insane. You know that this is the fifth. Okay, so I had a fight scheduled, like I had two pullouts. So this is the fifth fight camp I've been in this year. And it's August, right? So it's just been nuts. But I just kind of kept my head down and stayed locked in and God's plan, maybe, right?
Absolutely. Another thing that's different about this fight, this is the first fight now where you don't need to worry about selling tickets. Do you miss
Yeah,
that? Is that kind of
literally.
cool?
I don't even worry about that. I'm like, I don't even worry about that. I'm like, y'all come if you can. Like, like, but it is the first fight that I don't have to pick out an outfit to weigh in or a fight kit. And I'm like, that's kind of nice. Like, I just show up and y'all hand me everything. Y'all got my hair braiders. Like, everything's taken care of. Like, that piece, I'm like, hell yeah. I don't have to plan as much.
Absolutely. All right, Alex, last question for me. In a perfect world, what is the outcome Tuesday night when you fight in the Dana White Contender Series against Bella Mir?
I get that contract. No matter how, I just get that contract. That's the perfect world.
Let's go. Well, Alex, thank you so much. I apologize for doing this right before the fight, but
You're
I really
good.
appreciate you.
I'm all ready to go to bed. Yeah.
There you
Have
go.
a good night.
Well, that's it for us today. I'm Carl Prusa. She's Miss Alex Apodoca. You can watch her week 3 Dana White Contender Series main event against Bella Mir. Stick around.
Thank you. Bye.